The images of the mustard seed and the yeast, which follows it, are among the most well-known in the Gospels. In fact, they are in all three synoptic Gospels. Never mind how the woman got erased. And the images continue to teach us down the centuries. All of us who have children know how glorious people grow from very, very small ones. And we know how yeast works, how it raises from the Latin root and enlivens the dough. Another meaning of leaven is anything that, by producing fermentation, makes turbulent, agitates, or excites. Jesus, in fact, used it pejoratively about the Pharisees. But let's stay with the growth image. Jesus and his community were, of course, familiar with agricultural images. Scholars tell us that what he was trying to convey with these images of the seed and the yeast was the idea that from a very small beginning, the reign of God would grow into something great and wonderful, beautiful and nourishing. It's about proportion and about hope. Could the disciples and even the first generation which followed them have grasped this, have believed in it? Do we believe it? That from the small things we do as individuals, as families, and as a parish community, the reign of God could grow? Jesus initiates the images by asking, what is the reign of God like? Don't we all know? We've been hearing about it all our lives. How it is now and not yet, how it is hoped for. But how often do we ask ourselves, what do we think it is or will be? We pray that it might come on earth, that's us here, as it is in heaven. What do we hope for? What do we think that will be like? What do we have to do? How are we to be yeast? Because we are each in our own way and according to our own God-given gifts, the yeast that will enliven the dough. The reign of God is like, well, what do you think? Can you put words on it? I only know what today I think and feel about it. That it's a state of being in which God is all in all. That I know as I am known. That there is infinite joy and love and justice in the communion of saints. That it is where we are all washing one another's feet. In the spiritual exercises, Ignatius invites us to work toward being free so that we may respond to Jesus' call to join him in building the reign of God, to be free in regard to attachment to material goods and to relationships, in regard to approval in the eyes of others, and to the totally honest, which is to say, humble way with ourselves and with God. It is a lifelong process, an always continuing conversion. But while we are in process in this life of constant conversion, we can still be the yeast, use our gifts freely and lovingly, and as we are becoming free, we will be able to understand more and more exactly how God is calling us to be yeast in the building of the kingdom. Take some time today to consider what the Lord is calling you to do, to be more and more free. Consider, too, who cultivated you as a mustard seed and who you, in turn, helped to grow and flourish. And be grateful for the women who kneaded the loaf of your life, who enlivened it, lightened it, and helped you to grow.